Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra, October 4, 2022. It's best to watch for a tendency to want to skip steps today. It may be best to decide to act from your heart rather than react to people or circumstances around you. You incline to go your own way, which can work for you, but jumping to conclusions or decisions may not be wise on this day before a Mercury station and a general tendency to misjudge things. Responsibilities or problems from the past have a way of surfacing for your attention. There can be some restlessness and indecision to manage. And, when you get what you want, you may feel disappointed, which could signal that you're not entirely in touch with your desires. You may swing between wanting to do something independently and wanting others' involvement. Fortunately, you could be feeling some sort of calling towards a particular subject, and it's nice to have a mission. A dazzling day is smiling down upon you. As sweet Venus, our lesser benefic, touches fingertips from across the sky with our great benefic, Jupiter, your focus on pleasure will be paramount. You'll have not a care in the world and crave passion, pleasure, art, and beauty. Don't stress yourself out. Just go with the flow and allow yourself to have fun. No one will want to be busy or productive today. In fact, everyone will be out and about focusing on living in the moment. Follow the lead and see what adventures out your door await you. The road ahead can be an easy one. You do not have to struggle during this next phase of your professional journey if you use Venus in Libra opposing Jupiter retrograde in Aries to plan accordingly. The opposition encourages you to consider your current professional community, immediate workplace, and latest conversation. What about these aspects do you like or dislike? It might be time to think about what you are already experiencing so that you can seek out more balanced, fair opportunities in the future. Figure out how you can enjoy your professional journey without immense struggles. It was just over a week ago that Mercury retrograde back into your financial sector, just hours after the Sun left. Mercury's direct turn today will shift the focus off the past and back onto the future while giving money matters the green light. Until leaving in 9 days, Mercury will retrace the same steps for the third time, with a chance to tie up loose ends as things fall into place. You are capable of rising above the earthly plane and seeing straight into the future, but it's a vision that can sometimes be quite difficult to share with others. To help merge this talent with more practical matters, forge a partnership in, say, your exercise regimen. You can keep the long-term goals in mind and your partner can motivate you on the day-to-day stuff. Together you can shape your goals into reality. This day will mark the beginning of the new cycle for the perfect number that you are. A cycle of positive vibrations that will translate into a new enthusiasm and a real generosity towards those close to you, and above all, a singular chance for a few days. Most notably, you could bring a new project to life with the participation of your friends or members of your family. They should be happy because you will certainly be successful in your undertaking. If it was just Mercury turning direct today, this would still be a day for staying in the moment and not rushing things, and especially on the financial front. However, the Moon not only returns to a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart as Pluto moves into his final 7 days in retrograde motion here, but just as Saturn moves into his final 3 weeks in retrograde motion in Aquarius. The message from across the solar system today is to slow down, stay in the moment, and make the most of any chance to push the pause button. For the first time in 3 months, after the dwarf planet Ceres left your relationship sector, there is no more planetary activity on the relationship front, and there will be none until next year. Ready to take advantage of this is Mars, who instead of leaving your romantic sector is here to stay and is happy to shift the focus from your relationships and onto matters of the heart. Our eyes in the sky. The energy requires you to stay on your toes. It could pull you in different directions, but if you seize the day you'll benefit in the end. There is so much happening at once with today's transits. A strong pull between earth and fire has a hand in both moving things forward practically and jumping into things courageously. The Moon is in Capricorn while the Sun is in Libra, and there is a strong sense that we need to be brave today. Your creative passion is burning in your soul, but it requires some kind of organization. With a square between the loving Sun in Libra and the domineering Moon in Capricorn, there's a dynamic pull between structure and ambition. This is where the conflict arises and where you really need to hold it down. Remember that everyone thinks they're right. There is a conviction in the collective that could go either way. Pay close attention to the news you receive over the next few days, and don't give up on your dream. Mercury turns direct today, ending the current retrograde. With plenty of raw and real conversations going on, you might come to a conclusion that you've needed to understand for many years. This could completely change the direction of your internal compass. Never compromise your needs for the needs of others. After midnight, the Moon enters Capricorn and ends its void of course that began yesterday afternoon. Over the next 2 days, we abandon Sagittarian optimism for Capricorn stoicism. The Moon's transit through this sign can cause us to come off as cold or disinterested in our interactions with others. In reality, we are simply less demonstrative of our emotions. We are more reserved and calculating, weighing the risks and rewards of our choices. Life becomes a kind of cost-benefit analysis. In this frame of mind, sacrifices can be made for a long-term legacy we can be proud of. On the one hand, you see many of your strengths and feel pretty good about yourself. On the other hand, you feel the one nagging thing you haven't been able to quite work out dragging you down. If you continue to compare yourself to others, you will create a real problem for yourself. If you use the positive to confront the negative within yourself, you stand a chance of a real breakthrough. Try to keep yourself centered through some aerobic exercise to keep the fresh blood flowing. In the pre-dawn hours, Mercury stations direct after 3 weeks of being retrograde. Errors in judgments were particularly visible during the messenger planet's backspin through communication-oriented Libra and detail-obsessed Virgo. However, misunderstandings and missed appointments have been a blessing in disguise, compelling us to slow down, pause, and recalibrate. We've been forced to get extra clear about what we want, especially in our relationships. Although we are now clear to return to our seat at the negotiating table, Mercury will be moving through its post-retrograde shadow until October, so continue to exercise mindfulness.